All right, folks. Monday. August 17th, just after 10 a.m. It's gonna be a nice week. Generally it's hotter than Hades in August, and it probably still will be later on, I guess. I'm guessing. But it hasn't been over the past few days, and I think the short forecast is going to be relatively mild for C-Bus. Look at this machine, man. Look at this. Look at this thing. Look at all this stuff. I think that'd be half the fun of this job, is all the cool look at this. That looks cool, right? Look how big it is. I think these little Bobcat tractors, I think that'd be fun. It's compact, man. That's got to be the fun job. Construction. You're outside. What is this? What is this? Can I walk over there? I don't know. Will they get mad? What is this box right here? What is this thing? See, it's got, I don't know if I'm supposed to go over here. Oh, it's got, like, it's a little, I guess it's like a pandemic style, I don't know. I don't know if that's like a mini office or if like a portable office. That's kind of wild. I didn't mean to come this way, really, other than all those tractors and stuff are cool, because it gets kind of hot over this. Sun's coming from the east, of course. It's just after 10. I'm gonna jump across here. You didn't see this happen. This jaywalking. This never happened. All right. Let's go to work, man. Let's see what's going on in the world. Let's see what's going on in the world. I'm just gonna run down some news items, see if there's anything interesting. Putting on my mask. All right. This isn't odd news. We're just going to do some general news. And if it gets boring, we'll flip over to Twitter, and I should just go right to Twitter because I can go 25 minutes on one tweet. One person's tweet sets me off for 25 minutes. I think we might, I'm usually out here for like an hour, hour and a half. I think I'll do 45 minutes here and then flip over to Twitch, do a live stream. Yeah, we'll see. All right, let's just start in. Drop everything and check out Cardi B's interview with Joe Biden. Yep. 3 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies aren't available to stream on Disney Plus. Here's why. Some channels I get just to have the material, just to have the comedy material. Maybe I should get Disney Plus. But who has all this money at getting all these channels? It is a gut punch. This is Talking Points memo. Milwaukee misses out on Dem convention bump. Yeah, that would, I'm not sure the total background there, but that would suck, man. If you were going to be the convention city and then no. Is that because of the pandemic or because they got moved? I don't know. Sports, 538.com. What really gives left-handed pitchers their edge? All right, I'll bite on that one. .538.com. Left-handed pitching has long been looked at as a superior talent. By the way, if you're new to this channel, you'll see that I jump all over the place. It's Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen. Okay, I'm watching this. Speaking of using TV for material, yeah, I like the shade on this side. And so we go back. The sun will be up in the sky. So the Last Dance documentary on Netflix. I think it's Netflix. Yeah, Netflix, which is getting a lot of good reviews. Scottie Pippen was, a number. If you don't know basketball or you might be too young to remember the Chicago Bulls of the 1990s. They won 5 NBA championships in 7 years, and that's what the documentary is about. And it's a docu-series. I think there's 10 episodes on Netflix. And Scottie Pippen was the number 2 guy. Michael Jordan, of course, everybody knows, was number 1. Scottie Pippen was way underpaid. Way underpaid. And I don't know, maybe I'm too much of, maybe this is why I'm not an NBA owner, but the owner, basically Scottie Pippen took a deal that he felt like he had to take because he wanted to take care of his family. He comes from a big family in the South. So let's say it was $18 million over 7 years. Well, by year 2, by the second year, he was, for what he contributed to, 5 championships, he was way underpaid. keep waiting for that beeping sound to get lower as we move in the distance, but it just never does. There it is again. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is he following me around? I've said it 15 times in the last 2 weeks, but this construction will never end. In 2075, they will be working on all of this on High Street. Now I'm really curious. Is it really that loud from way down there? What's going on with that? That'd be fun. Wouldn't that be fun? I think maybe it might get monotonous, right? But wouldn't that be fun to drive that bulldozer? That would be picking up big clumps of dirt. Cement. Look, there's that little short Bobcat style. See, look at him lifting those orange. That would be fun. Look, it looks like he's like in a penalty box or something. look at that. He's pretty good at it. That's funny. He's really good at it. There's some videos online of the, again with the beeping. Well, yeah. See, here's another beep over here. Wow, I'm hitting the trifecta. Came here for the peace and quiet. I was watching a video of me walking around downtown LA like 3 years ago. Same thing, same exact thing, just out walking, recording. Same deal, man. Construction. It was in the morning. I'm gonna be hearing that beeping sound in my nightmares. Same exact situation. So Scottie Pippen was way underpaid, and he took the deal. He took the deal because he said he had to take care of his family, and he, you know, his mom. I wonder if they can claim that beeping sound as a copyright strike. Your video's been claimed by the City of Columbus Construction. The beeping sound. That's kind of funny. Yeah, so he was worth way more, and then at the end of his deal, he went to, I think, I forget where he went. He got all kinds of money. Houston, I think. And he got all kinds of money. You know, but oh my Lord, can you imagine? But the owner did say, I think it's, I could have this wrong. I think it's Jerry Reinsdorf, the owner. I might be wrong. Heck, I think they still own 40% of the Bulls, the Reinsdorf family. But he says to all the players that he negotiates with, or did back in the day, I don't know if he's still the guy, but he said, look, you'll cut the best deal you can, but don't come back. Don't come back to me. I will never change this rule. So don't come back in 3 years and try to renegotiate. I won't do it. So, but that raises the question, who was representing Scottie Pippen? Like, what was the state of agents and representation at that time? Was it not as good as it is now? Or like his lawyer or his, you know? You know, he should have cut a shorter deal, but he wanted that, you know, 18 million, right? So, you know, you can't fault him. You know, we all have our situation. You can't really fault him for wanting to have money for his family. You know, his father was in a wheelchair. His brother was in a wheelchair, I think, right? So, you know, and they come from a big family in a small town in the South. You know, he went to Central, I'm going to say Central Arkansas, I think Central Arkansas State or something like that. Like, not, you know, he didn't go to Georgetown, right? So when he came into the draft, and this is the dilemma of all up-and-coming actors, well, anybody in business, when you're cutting deals before you're a superstar, you know, or, you know what I mean, whatever, however you define that in your field. So you kind of have to eat, well, you don't, not kind of, you eat you take the loss in the early part of your career. You know, again, assuming your value way overgrows your deals. But that's why you have representation in big time sports. So that's a good question. I'm going to throw that up on Facebook later on today, I think, because, or maybe take a look at that. Why does that happen? More beeping. Oh my Lord. Good to see women out there on the construction crews. Yeah, that was a tragedy. You could say he was the number 2 player in the league for, you know, 5 years at least, and was paid. They said he was at number 122 on the salary list, or the, you know, total income list of players in the NBA. So how many are on each team? Let's say there's, I don't know, 12 per team. So 10 teams, right? He was 10 teams worth of people were, oh man. Yes, I know it's not ranked that way, but I'm just giving the analogy. They don't just go team by, right? You know what I mean? Oh my Lord. That's such a tragedy, because they said without Scottie Pippen, you wouldn't have had Michael Jordan. That's probably not true, but should I just cross here again, go on the shady side? I do have to go back anyway. I'll tell you what, let's loop around and get off this street. Oh my Lord. Imagine, I once looked it up. Why are trucks so loud? Because I was running into this all the time. I would leave at 5:30 in the morning to go record in LA, and it would still be loud. Because, you know, that's when all the trucks are out there, the garbage trucks and all that. And they said they can make them quieter. Whatever I read said we can make them quieter but it would cost an extra $5,000 per truck, and no one's going to pay that. It's like, who was I talking to over the last few days? They said, now you have to remember, it's in my context. I lived in a immigrant neighborhood for 20 some years, 20 plus years, right? So, you know, my neighbors, everywhere I got my hair cut, you know, was in the hood, was in the neighborhood. Well, you could call it the hood too. It was ranked in the top 10 most dangerous neighborhoods in Los Angeles. So, you know, that's my point of view, is those were my neighbors. So, somebody said, why should I pay for somebody that's coming here illegally? I said, well, certainly people should do, you know, adhere to the law. In terms of illegal immigration, keep in mind that the United States government needed workers for agricultural fields, and I'm talking over time, I'm not talking during the most recent administration, and multiple administrations, possibly, mostly, you could say, and I don't have the data, it's going by my reading all the time, they said mostly Republican administrations look the other way. They look the other way on illegal immigration, you know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, look the other way, so that the agricultural industry would have enough workers to harvest crops, because Americans didn't want to do those jobs. So yes, you're right. You should adhere to the law. We should all abide by the law. It's a nation of laws. However, to put the burden completely on their shoulders is a little bit unfair, because it was actively encouraged. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So now that that's, and so you get the idea. That sort of stalled them in their argument. That sort of stalled them in their argument a little bit, because, so what, you're gonna, for 30, 40, 50 years, you're gonna tell me it's okay, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, but now it's not? And now there's two, 3 generations of families. Oh, that was the other thing I said. There's been studies that because Americans will not do the job, will not do these jobs, they just won't. So there's been studies that said, like, that the price of a tomato, for example, would go way up if there weren't workers available to, right, just be way more expensive. And so what kind of revolt you think would be at the food stores, right, if all of the fruits and vegetables cost 10 times as much? And so nobody wants to do that. So now what? You know? I'm just talking about the real world. Now what? You know? They're like, they just, you know, walked away. It's not an easy, none of this is easy, right? All of these situations, all of these dilemmas of modern life. So that's why I think when people get so strident and extreme in their views, it doesn't account for reality. And then when confronted with the reality of a situation or the consequences of what they're saying, they just, well, you know. Well, what do you mean? Well, you know, we're talking about the real world. Let's talk about it. Let's come up with a solution. Let's have a conversation. What can we do? What can we do? How can we? And somebody actually talked about guest visas, I guess. Be more knowledgeable, so when I get in these conversations I can at least offer some perspective like that. I just happen to know that a little bit about it just because I was because it came up as a topic in the neighborhood, just talking to people on the street. It's got a sign on there. It says the Doghouse, D-A-W-G. I don't know if they're Browns fans or just dogs. Maybe both. But yeah, it's getting back to Scottie Pippen. You gotta have even then though, you would think an agent would say, whoa, bro, whoa. And I guess, you know, by the 5th championship season, but you know, by one of the final seasons of their run, he had some bad foot problems. And typically, I guess, a player will get injuries like that taken care of in the off season, so you have time to recover. Like, let's say it's major surgery that can wait till after the season, but will also require some recovery time. They'll do it right after the season, so they're ready for the next season. Well, he said, I don't want my season ruined. Let's go this way. He said, well, I don't want my summer ruined. Why should I ruin my summer for work? You know, and they talked to some people. They said, well, obviously he did that because, you know, he's not happy. So he's getting back at the owners, you know. And sure enough, man, the team suffered right away. But there's a couple of interesting takes from the, I think I've seen 2 episodes now, maybe 2 or 3, maybe 2, I don't know. Both those players, Michael Jordan, oh my God. I tried to come over here for the quiet. Oh my Lord. All right, here we go. All right, I'm getting on the street. That just didn't look good. That didn't look good. That didn't look safe, did it? That was... I decided to remove myself from the situation. It was coming in hot, right? It was coming in hot. I just totally avoided it completely. It reminds me of many of my relationships. just avoid the conflict completely. Yeah, I think I've only seen a couple episodes, but it's really interesting. Both Pippen and Jordan were not like high school stars, but they worked. They worked super hard. So Scottie Pippen was not looked at as a top draft pick. Jordan was, because he had made himself into a star in senior year of college at University of North Carolina. God, Jordan looked young. Oh, my Lord. When he was drafted as a rookie, he looked so young. So he had to be, what, 17, 18, 19? Yeah, so Jordan for sure worked super hard to try to run across it, to try to improve himself. They interviewed players they said, yeah, I was drenched in sweat after the practice. I was dead. And Jordan, this is in college, and Jordan be like, hey man, let's do some one-on-ones. And the players would look at him like, are you out of your mind? We're dead. We just did a brutal practice, dude. But he wanted to be, because the coach told him at the University of North Carolina, if you want to, I think Jordan had said something like, I want to be one of the best ever at the school. And the coach kind of gave him the reality check. He said, well, you'll have to work harder. I'm paraphrasing. You'll have to work harder than anybody than ever that came here. Something like that. And, do you know what that means? I mean, I guess Jordan said something, and he goes, wait a minute. You just told me you want to be the best. So that's, you don't have to go for that. You just you can be a great player. But if you want to be the best ever, you're talking about phenomenal commitment. Just forget about it. Forget about a life. Now I'm really paraphrasing. He didn't say any of this, but he didn't say any of this last part. But basically, when you look at world champions, they don't have a life. What's her name? Michaela Schifrin, the skier. She had friends at one time. But when she went to become a world champion skier, dude, forget it. You're in it 24/7. Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. And even worse, nobody understands that. So now you're fully committed. Well, I guess you don't really care because you're not exposed to those people anymore anyway, the friends. And I'm not talking, they're mad at it. A friendship takes some time to nurture, right? If you never see somebody, you're not going to be friends. But they're on the mountain, they're on the basketball court, they're doing whatever. It's a pretty high price when you think about it. Relationships, not just friends, but like romantic relationships, friendships, relatives. Your birthday rolls around and you get, a text from one person. And it's on the wrong day. You know, I'm just making this up, but that's what you know. That's why it helps to have like Michaela Schifrin. I might be saying her name wrong, but anyway, Michaela Schifrin, the skier. Her parents were very supportive. So she came from a sports family. In fact, they encouraged her as a kid to be a skier, you know. All right, guys, I think I'm going to cut this one. What are we at? Hold on. Let me just see my Charity Miles app where I'm at here. 38 minutes into it. Okay. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to kick over to Twitch and do a live stream. I'm trying to do that every day to some extent. I've tried doing them both at the same time. It's just a little bit too awkward. So I'll talk to you.